Well, welcome back, folks. It's Friday of Proof Week, means it's another time for another edition of Facebook Live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're listening from today. My name is Kevin Jorgensen, Senior Holstein Sire Analyst here at Select, and as always, joined by my colleague Rick VerBeek. We have an awful lot of great information to share with you today, and I can only say that it was an extremely eventful week. We've got a lot of great information to share with you. The picture you see right there, that's 4 sheepsters on the Rotary Parlor at Oakfield Corners. And so we've got an awful lot of great information to share with you. The good news is don't have much to share in terms of industry updates, changes. Very, very stable. The Sire summaries, anything that did change was due to daughter information. And so that's always comforting that we don't have to explain a lot of formula changes and that stuff. So we can jump right into the meat and potatoes of it. And it's just been an incredible week, very busy, but very exciting. The one thing I always like to start with is where we rank in the industry. And when you think about us in Select Sires, it's about consistency and bulls that stand the test of time. This slide once again shows that the top 197% reliable list, that's a semen you bought 3.5 years ago. How do those daughters perform compared to what you could have otherwise used? And we continue to have almost half of the top 100 bulls with 97% reliability. So always very excited to see in those regards. But we've got some pretty big information to start with. Want to give a big shout out to Rick. He's going to share with you the new #1 TPI bull to breed. Rick, take it away.
Well, that sounds pretty good, Kevin. It's the month of December. It's holiday season, and Christmas came early. 7H16276 Sheepster, OCD Trooper Sheepster. As you said, the new #1 bull I'm kind of representing here today with my Oakfield Corners dairy pullover. We've got a lot of team members at Select Sires, and a lot of people play a critical role in the entire program and building the program, and the team at Oakfield Corners, Jonathan, Alicia, and Adam, and everybody else are so critically important to developing and creating Sheepster. And we couldn't be more excited and more happy about what this bull has become. From all the potential in the world as a genomic young sire now to proven performance, absolutely delivered. He's a bull that added 360 daughters to his production proof and absolutely skyrocketed to take over the #1 TPI spot, the #1 HHP spot on the proven list here in December. We have loved what we have seen since they started calving. We were cautiously optimistic. We get a little superstitious, maybe, not wanting to talk too much. I don't think any of us thought the bull was going to go up this much, but we certainly take every bit of climb that he took. He is one of the premier production bulls we have seen in a long, long time at 70 pounds of protein. That's #1 in the breed, 133 pounds of fat. That 203 combined fat and protein, that also is #1. So we know these cows milk. He's got an outstanding productive life evaluation. We're at the very front end of finding out just how long these cows are going to last. But when you start looking at the linear profile, he's a bull that's going to moderate stature, which is exactly what we need to do as these cows have gotten so large. But he's going to do it in a way that's going to add some width, some strength, some power. He is a strength bull, in my opinion. They've got tremendous substance of bone, and yet dairiness and quality about him as well. He's a bull that has 54 sons in our lineup, and we're happy to have every single one of them. And we'll talk about a lot of those as we go throughout the presentation here today. But we also have 300 bulls that don't have Sheepster in his pedigree. So we have lots of opportunity to criss and cross and mix and match and do complementary matings. He's a bull to me that's just so consistent. You see the udder picture there on the screen. This is one of the very, very early daughters we pictured at Oakfield Corners. And this is just the pattern I think we see consistently. Very uniform, centrally placed teats, ideal teat size, placement, moderate udder cleft, height and width of udder. I think he's better in udder depth than what the linear scores show. That might have something to do with the height, the stature of the daughters themselves as well. So I'll take that combination. He is a robot pro bull because of those ideal top teat size and placement locations, and just a bull as we go through some more daughter pictures here. the bull stamps them, and they took a lot of pictures. This is one of the newest ones at Oakfield Corners that just came in early this week. Wouldn't you love to have a barn full of cows just like that in your herd? That's what the bull does. He stamps them out. They make a lot of production. They're going to be profitable kind of cows. And what a huge, huge success story, in a great way to lead off our December Facebook Live here with the new number one bull of the breed, and a bull that's going to have a massive and major impact. One of the most influential bulls of all time. He follows right in those footsteps of bulls like Planet, Mogul, Montross, Game Day, Renegade, and now here we are today, Sheepster, the next great one at Select Sires.
And that's why we call them generational sires. We had 11 new graduates in the Holsteins this week. A lot of diversity, a lot of differences, some cross pedigree. I'm going to talk about in a few moments 3 showcase new graduates, or Rick's going to talk some. We have 3 showcase proven graduates that came in this Sire summer. So it wasn't just in one category. We just had a great day to round out our lineup and give our customers options across the globe of what they can use to better their herds. The first bull that I get to talk about today is a bull that we knew was off to a great start in August, expected him to come into his own here in December, and that's 507H15927, Bolt Action. Uniquely bred bull. He's got Game Day's cow family on both top and bottom. He's a bull that, as we look at another generational bull that you're going to hear me talk a lot today about Game Day in a lot of different ways, because I think we can't underscore the influence that this bull is going to have in a lot of different places of what he's going to be able to do. And as Rick just mentioned on Sheepster, the good news is we have the perfect cross to them in Sheepster. And you'll see that a lot of these Sheepster sons are Game Day crosses. It's a magic cross. But Bolt Action is one of his debuts right at the top of the list. He's in the top 10 for proven TPI bulls. He's a bull that is a top 50 udder composite bull. Very solid all the way throughout. Mastitis resistance pro, grazing pro, feed pro, fits a ton of different designations, and has that great yoder that I had so much admiration for up at T Spruce on both the top and bottom of his pedigree. He's a great DWP bull. He's where I really like the fact he's 106 on lameness and great in his calf wellness traits. So this is a bull that we've used very heavily as a sire, father. Bulls like Cannonball are Bolt Action sons. And so we're pretty excited that this bull came in, another part of the next gen graduation class. We continue to have some of these breed leading bulls that started in next gen. We'll talk about that later. The last thing I'll mention is this bull is not going to be a massive semen producer, so he is going to be available primarily in sex product form. We think that's the best way to utilize his production in terms of how he can produce semen. So I'll just make that aware of you as well. But another bull that kind of gave us a pleasant surprise, the bull you have, Rick.
Yeah, and going right back to Oakfield Corners with 7H16275 OCD Deluxe T-Rex. So we'll talk a lot about Game Day, talk a lot about Sheepster. Here's a bull in Renegade we'll talk a lot about, and here's a bull that is kind of free, certainly of Sheepster and Renegade in that respect. Being a deluxe son from a very good legacy Taya. You see Taya, you think of Colby Taya. I do. Welcome Stock Farm and the Tatum Bull that was very well respected at Select Sires years and years ago. So this is a family that has really sustained itself for a long period of time. He is one of our first deluxe sons to graduate. He is a high component bull at 99 pounds of fat and plus 0.22% fat. He's got the nice mastitis resistance at plus 103 to Zoetis and plus 2.5 is TDBC. He's an A2 sire and a bull that just really had a nice all-around day, 117 daughters on his first proof. He is the 20th highest TPI proven bull on that list here today. And just a nice balanced linear profile, probably protect him a little bit in the rump angle. But other than that, he's going to moderate the size and the stature just a little bit and give you a really nice fore udder and rear udder attachments. So he's a nice bull to give us something a little bit different. You see the mastitis resistant pro logo there at the top of the page and available in sex semen as well. It's something a little bit unique and different and very exciting new graduate to go along with all the other bulls that did so well for us this time.
Looks like the bull for the SMS program.
Yep. We talked already about Game Day and his influence and a bull that we absolutely love. And we're right back to Oakfield Corners once again with an exciting Game Day son in 14H16082 Frampton. Game Day from a very good Tahiti. And then a very good Dynamo. And you see Francis in the name. This is kind of a cow family that, for us old people in the room, has kind of rebranded itself about 3 different times. So today we kind of refer to it as the Francis family. It's been known as the Felice's Fame family, and way back when, for us old people, even the Markwell Raven cow family. So a family that has stood the test of time, which is a great attribute. We really like this bull. He's 1,000 pounds of milk. He's a point on udder composite. He's a mastitis resistant Pro Bull, a robot Pro Bull, a feed Pro Bull. So he carries all the logos and designations. He's an A2 bull. He has a positive sire conception rate. Once again, Sheepster Renegade free. And we talk about how magical that Sheepster Game Day combination is. What better place to use Frampton now is back on all that Sheepster blood and Sheepster daughters and granddaughters. So he is the number 37 proven bull. He is another bull tailor-made for the SMS program. He does carry muscle weakness, so avoid doubling that particular gene up. But after that, you reap the benefits of one of the best proven Game Day sons that we have in the breed today.
With a good amount of data as well. Next bull is another next-gen graduate, a very influential bull that has been a part of our program as far as a sire father and an outcross. 14H16391 Pine Tree Easton, a bull that got used very heavily on all that Game Day blood, on the Renegade blood, a bull that we have 33 sons of select sires from this outcome son. This is his first release, but with a lot of data. This is with the power of next gen. 299 daughters in 47 herds. I think he's got room to grow. His daughter yield deviations look better than his proof. But at 3157, he's 1,200 pounds of milk. He's got that great fertility index and DPR. That's what we use this bull for, as an outcross and to come back and be a fitness specialist. I think that's what the bull's going to do. He's also one of the breed's best for calf wellness traits. I highlighted those last time. I'm going to do it again today, because in this world of beef on dairy and everything else, every calf counts. You need healthy calves that come in and thrive. And I think the Easton daughters will do that. He's also been a bull that has the right casings. I just got back from Italy and last week and had the opportunity to talk about bulls that are 4B. Well, Easton is the godfather of 4B, has really beefed that up in our casing department through his sons and what he's going to do. So a bull that I've seen several daughters. We had a lot of these at Larson Acres on the World Dairy Expo tours, and people really liked them. So exciting that a bull that has a big influence starting to add daughters and came into the lineup as well.
Yeah, another exciting graduate, 7H16099 R-Joy CULP Amen PP. Homozygous polled. He is a luster son. We'll talk a little bit more about luster as we wrap up our presentation this morning. But as we look to fill that void, I think what better way to do it than one of the best luster P sons in the breed. The one thing he'll definitely do better than his daddy, he's going to take all the horns off. He is homozygous, so every calf is going to be born without horns. And second proof on this bull, added over 200 daughters and just had a terrific day. Low somatic cell, good mastitis resistance. You see that mastitis resistant pro logo. He is A2. He's a high sire conception rate bull, wonderful linear profile. And I think a bull, when we talk about doing the right things as far as where the teats are going to be placed on the udder, he's going to put them under the quarters very nice and square. He's going to add a little bit of length of teat like Luster P himself did so well. He's 1.5 points on type. He is the number 2 homozygous polled bull in the breed today. And just a bull that we're really, really excited about. We've used him as a mating sire. We'll have some contributions on the genetic side from this bull. But I think as we look to replace some Luster P sales with his void and no longer being with us, a bull that's 860 pounds of milk, 1.5 points on type. This is certainly one of the strong candidates to fill that void.
Next bull I get to talk about is 14H16236 payload undertone. I like the fact that this is our first payload son to graduate to AI. I'm going to talk about Alexandra a little bit later in the presentation, but one of the payload was just a bull that I have a lot of admiration for. Left us too soon. sire so much production and does a lot of things right. So in the case of Undertone, again, a bull that I think SMS is going to be able to find pretty easily. He ranks right near the top of the charts. He's a 10th highest GTPI proven bull in the breed at 3304. He's got that tremendous CFP at 162. He's a bull that I think gives us some alternatives and some different ways to, particularly commercially, making, again, as you mentioned, Rick, we need cows that are more structurally not too big, moderate size. This bull's going to do that. He also gets those teat placements where everyone keeps talking that they want them. But here's a bull being a payload from a Bigelow, from a Hody Doe. Actually, if you go back far enough in the pedigree, it goes back to a cow named Sakura Myra, who was robust full sister, and then Oman Mir. So, we've had a lot of history with this cow family, and it just keeps recycling itself and coming back through different forks of the family. And so Undertone, another great graduate in that respect. Now, a bull that was maybe one of my pleasant surprises of Proof Day. I've seen some daughters, very unique bull, and that's 250H 16290 West Coast Blakely. Bull that I was so happy to have been able to get from the Coymans up in British Columbia, a bull that is Game Day's best son for type, and he remains at it over 2 points on type. I didn't know if this bull was going to get enough data here in December because he was primarily sold for about the first 15 months of his life in our worldwide markets and not here in the United States. So when you look at Blakely's proof, you're going to notice that he's only got 24 daughters in his production proof, but he's got 89 in his type proof. And the reason is his mate's type proof has daughters from multiple countries. The 24 milking daughters are here in the United States. But what an exciting bull. Bulls like Hinge and Applejacks. This bull's had a lot of buzz for the last couple of years because I used him as a sire father to hopefully make some showcase bulls because of his unique situation. Again, I love Game Day and having a Game Day son that's this high on type. His mother was a marvelous cow up at West Coast. She's 91 as a third lactation cow in Canada. But a bull that's a top 50 type bull at 2.18, a top 50 bull for udder composite at 179, but also a top 30 bull for somatic cell score. So he's a mastitis resistance pro bull. Again, a bull that's good in those calf wellness traits. He's good on sire fertility. He's A2A2, one of the unique Game Day sons that is A2A2. So this bull puts it all together. And so you can see these daughters up above. The one at the top is actually a daughter of Lambda Paris. We have a son of that cow coming to select. And then several that Claire Swale has gotten pictured, and they're just getting going. So he's 10 on confirmation in Canada at the moment. He's going to move up as he gets his first official proof in Canada in April for our Canadian friends that are watching. But a very, very exciting bull that kind of lays the foundation for Showcase. And as I mentioned earlier, we had 3 proven new graduates to the Showcase program. So we're going to put Showcase in right at the beginning of the presentation here. The first one, again, a bull that I've been as excited about as any group of daughters since the middle of the summer that I've seen. Again, it's early, but if it's any indication what we're seeing, the early data is right on 7/8, 16, 387, Seamerson on Hanks P. One of the premier type bulls in the breed, also polled. He's the Hannon son right out of the last year's Global Cow of the Year, Luster 33-317, a bull that debuts at 2.86 on type, right near the top of the charts. 1.74 on udder composite gets him in the top 20 bulls of the breed for that as well. He's a bull, again, that has always been a high type bull with really good daughter fertility. He continues to excel that. And then the calf wellness, the caseins, again, he's a bull that is 4B, does a lot of things right. These daughters have been just standouts wherever I've seen them. There's several of them that are not in his proof yet that are already 87 points, 86 points. The daughter here right on the screen is a granddaughter of this year's Global Cow of the Year, Doc 8784. She's a cow that my partner and I, Mitch Reinig at Mystic Valley, own. She just went 86 here 2 weeks ago. This bull is making some waves. I think that the great part about having a bull like Hanks is we did use him as a sire father as well. So there's bulls like Hanks Hardwick. There's going to be an influence. And the other good part of Hanks P is his daughter yield deviation daughter says that it could be moving up. One of the most exciting new type bulls in the breed. But Rick, why don't you tell them about a couple of the other ones?
Yeah, one of the new exciting graduates, 7H16116, Seamers Parfect Hardy. Here is an early Parfect son from the 92-point Alvarez, then the 92-point Doc. So you've got the who's who of cow family and sires and maternal pedigree behind this bull. Hardy is a 2.65 on type. He's over 2 points on udder composite. He shows great mastitis resistance, a high sire conception rating bull, wonderful, beautiful linear profile. And you start digging into this, Kevin, and I think proof morning, we were talking about some different bulls, maybe some apprehension about should some of these bulls graduate or not. This is a first proof bull, but he has 123 daughters already, 42 of those classified. And, we decided that let's run with this bull and see what he can do. And I'm thrilled that we did, because last night finally slowed down for just 1 second and start to analyze what's out there, what's in the population. And lo and behold, I don't do a lot of sorts and screening, but I just thought, well, 2.6 on type. Let's be generous here. How many bulls are over 3,000 to TPI and 2.5 on type? And proven bulls, lo and behold, there are 3 of them. And 3 of them are all at select sires. You just talked about one, Hanks P. Hardy is number 2. And we'll talk about the next one here shortly. But showcase selection bull. He's a great fertility bull. And, there's some easy ways to use this on that high type population and do it in a manner that's going to give you some really functional traits as well. A solid production bull, a great mastitis resistant pro bull, and an overall solid TPI ranking.
And I loved his mother. She was a 92-point cow. But if they're all like this here, and I actually did see some of these daughters in Italy last week, they're calving over there as well, and look just like the udders made just like this heifer right here.
Well, we just had Global Cow of the Year announced by our friends at Holstein International, and lo and behold, Doc was the winner. And what a great way to lead into our next bull with all the accomplishments that Doc has had in our program through her sons, through the second generation, through her daughters. But 7H16295, appropriately named, has it all, is certainly delivering it all with his evaluation this time. 330 daughters on his first proof, 138 herds. Here's a bull, 1,640 of milk and 2.6 on type. What do we always say about Doc and what she transmits? Milk and type. This bull is going to carry on that tradition so nicely. He's an A2 bull. His yield deviations look tremendous. You love the linear. You love the teat length. And look at that stature to strength ratio. How many bulls do you see that exceed their strength score, exceeds their stature by that much? Not very many. Uniquely enough, we have several of those bulls we'll talk about here today. Not only is he one of those 3 bulls, over 3,000 TPI and 2.5 points on type, he is also the only bull, marketed, proven bull, over 1,500 pounds of milk and 2.5 on type. So this bull is really carving out a place for himself in the market. I think he's going to be one of the hottest selling bulls and most popular bulls in our lineup. So get your orders in early. I think the name, the cow family, all the accolades, this bull really puts a lot of things in. This is a select sires, old school kind of a bull. And it's exciting to continue to have these kind of bulls represent our program moving forward.
Well, and it's both top and that when a mating works, you're really excited that Parfect on that cow would work like that. And then all the sisters who have all those sons that are in our G-Force lineup and Showcase lineup. It was a magic mating, and I'm really glad for everybody here at Select Sires, Tim and Mike, Have It All Syndicate. That was a magic mating, and it worked out pretty well. So we talk about Parfect and Parfect Sons and the next generation. One of the bulls that had a really big day, I wanted to spend a couple minutes about, is 258 17435 Synergy Kickstart. This is maybe one of the new emerging cow families that I've ran across of recent. That's just something incredibly different. This is just a stall barn shot of that Parfect Oriole. She was 88 as a 2-year-old. She's just getting ready to calve again for the second time up at Jeff Jokey's. But a bull that is a top 30 bull in Canada for GLPI. This bull is extremely high in Canada of all the genomic bulls out there. And now that Pazel's in the top 10 for proven GLPI bulls, and then Perfect being right at the top of the charts. And the fact that this bull's 14 on conformation in addition to his 2.39 on type. Just a very, very interesting bull. He's been popular, but I'm just really excited about this cow family. Incidentally, Kickstart's full sister by Pazel also just went very good 86 as a 2-year-old, as well as her drop box sister went very good 87. And we have a Holy P son that just arrived to select out of that. So this is a newer family that's coming through, but was really excited about the data that this bull at 14 on conformation is pretty exciting. Another bull in the 250H lineup that I feel like is one of the most underrated bulls that we have is 250H 16490 Town Line Acres Lombardi. He's a Lambda son from one of my favorite doc daughters. She lives in a robot up in northern Wisconsin. She's now 94 points. Just a trouble-free kind of cow that lives in the real world. The next name's a very good Dorman, then the Goldwyn Lockett's fork of the Roxy family. But this bull also double digits in Canada, 12 on conformation, 2.8 on type, 2 on udders, uniquely combination there. But what he is doing since we talked last is making an awful lot of pretty heifers. He makes calves that get noticed, but none more than this one right here. You catch her at ringside, she catches your eye, and then heads right to the front of the class. This is a heifer that won at World Dairy Expo this year. They are favored heifer, sired by Lombardi, out of Union's full sister. There's a calf that's likely to be the All-American fall calf. I think this bull has the ability to make those kind, and wanted to bring him up just briefly again today as well. A couple of new bulls I wanted to bring out that have, since we visited last, 250H 18064 Seamers 10 Patootie. I'm really excited about this bull for a couple of reasons. I brought up in previous presentations that we try to get creative at Seamers and put these 3 really good cow families together. But now we can bring in some of the great Sandy Valley cow families. And I can confidently tell you, folks, maybe the best cow that's living out of 9,000 of them at Seamers Holsteins right now is Tentastic's mother. Sandy Valley Tencel, 94 points, a cow that I think is destined to be a committee cow someday. Knock on wood as I say that, Jordan. So the superstition doesn't kick in. But the ability to put that cow family on Pazel's full sister. So now we've got the Roz family coming in, the Delta Lambda. We've got the ability to put these 3 families together. And I think he's a unique bull. I was really glad that we have a few Tentastic sons. Patootie just recently released into showcase, but he's at 100 pounds of CFP plus 2 on type. Those good mastitis resistance traits that we're always looking for in these showcase bulls, and then the right casings. And that's his Dan Pazel's full sister right next to her. And then a new bull that we just released this week into the showcase program. Really happy that we've got a bull that's got a Reagan Crest prefix at Select Sires again, 7H 18028 Reagan Crest Demand. Frank's grandson Braylon bought a heifer from SSI a few years ago by game day. That's now excellent 90. You see her pictured there, boy. She's built like a truck. She's got a deep 4-rib and chest. The bull is made exactly the same. He's sired by Dropbox, who had a good day this week. But one of his best sons in that 2.6 on type for fantastic fertility values, and again, the right casings. Again, a bull that makes him not super tall, but right-sided in his linear. And I just love having game day on the bottom side of a pedigree. So we've got top side like Blakely and bottom side like Demand. But I think a really exciting group of new showcase bulls, old showcase bulls, new graduates. Things are good in showcase.
Well, Kevin, let's switch gears over from showcase to next gen. The next gen program continues to be a driving force in our marketing efforts and in introducing these youngest, highest ranking bulls to the market and to our customers. And we couldn't be more excited about where we sit with the offering we have in the next gen program.
So if you look in the rankings, the reason that I put these slides in here right now, folks, is that when you look at the top genomic active young sires, there's an awful lot of them in the top 50 that are at Select. Most of these are in next gen, or they're in the HHP lineup, which we also have great value, great position in the industry on that as well. So let's start out with maybe the most exciting young bull in a long time, Rick.
Yeah, 7H17 200 Beyond Sheepster Golly. So here's a cow family that requires very little introduction. We talked about the Doc being the Holstein International Global Cow of the Year. Well, let's split that honor. This was the judge's choice for Global Cow of the Year. The ALT Deluxe highlighted the 91-point cow that's done such a wonderful job for Select Sires through all of her sons and grandsons, and even her daughters that are continuing on her legacy. A cow that has impressed so many people when you get a chance to visit Seamers and see her in person. Just a great, great individual. But Golly is one of her oldest sons, sired by Sheepster. So you guessed it, he had a great, great day. His highest levels ever at 3605 TPI. He is the number 2 bull on the list. He's the number 1 bull at Select Sires. He's the number 1 genomic bull for HHP dollars as well. Like Sheepster, high fat, high protein, big CFP. But then you look at the linear, sometimes bulls get stereotyped, right? Big production bulls, no type. Well, this bull's got a lot of type too, 1.5 points on overall type. He's another bull, strength's a little bit higher than stature. Like Sheepster, I think he's going to give you that added strength with power. Teat placement, just like following in Daddy's footsteps there. Teeth centrally placed with a little additional length. He's been one of our young bulls that's been really high on sire conception rate. We used Golly a long time ago, early on as a mating sire. We actually have 3 sons over 3550. We went back and started using them again after the August genetic evaluation, and I suspect we will continue to use them a little bit more as a mating sire. He is a game day renegade free pedigree for us at Select Sires. Here's a picture of his full sister at Seamers that's going to have a tremendous impact on our program as well. So added confidence. Not only does the sire the number 1 proven bull, the cow is probably the number 1 TPI cow in the breed, I would suspect. And now we've got a full sister that has calved out. You see her there in her working clothes. This bull's just got everything stacked up so nicely. Fits everything that we're doing at Select Sires, and just like starting out talking about Sheepster, it's great to talk about Golly, one of the highest bulls in the breed. It has semen available and making a really nice contribution, improving his genetic worth. Another Sheepster son that follows right closely in the footsteps is 7H17191 Sheepster Mikan. We talk about how successful Sheepster times game day is, and here's a really good example of that. He's the number 9 TPI bull on the genomic list. He's the 3rd highest TPI bull at Select Sires after Golly and his sire Sheepster as well. Same profile, 1584 of milk, 110 of fat, 71 of protein. We haven't talked a lot about fat to protein ratio. We have made tremendous strides in the Holstein breed. But now the processes are telling us that maybe we have a little too much fat and we need more protein. Well, Mikan is one of those bulls that has a nice fat to protein ratio. I think that's going to be hugely beneficial for him. We've used him a lot as a sire father. We have 1 son over 3,600 TPI. We have 3 over 3,550 TPI. Nice user-friendly linear profile. But then look at those calf wellness traits. With all the things we do with precision breeding and beef on dairy and sex semen, it's more important today than ever that once a calf hits the ground that she stay alive. Plus 60 calf wellness dollars, plus 108 calf livability, outstanding scores on every one of those calf wellness traits. So you're going to get calves, you're going to get them alive, and once they hit the milking herd, they're going to continue on to fulfill that legacy. But what a great combination of two of the many Sheepster sons we have to talk about, Kevin.
That's for sure. But I like the one that I'm going to talk about as well. 7H17 478 Sheep Sturgeon. Talked about payload earlier, and this cow family has always been one that's been one of my favorites. And he's a Sheepster son from an upside, then a very good legacy. And then the cow you see pictured on the screen here, that's Seagull Bay Alexandra. One of my favorite art donors that we've ever had, was just an amazing cow, still alive as far as I know, up at Destiny Farms in central Wisconsin. Just a cow that a dairyman's dream. And so this family continues to keep bringing stuff out. So you put Sheepster into that good family and you get a bull that excels, just like you just mentioned. High production, but 72 pounds of protein. 193 of CFP puts him right near the top of the charts. in those regards, but yet still with that solid type, moderate stature, very modern in that linear profile, and then the right casing. So this is a bull that's done a lot of things right for us. Again, another bull we've used quite heavily as a sire father, because when there's those daughters out there that are really high ranking, maybe they're really high fat, but they're needing some help in the protein department, this bull can really help us as a sire father, and a bull that meets that Robot Pro designation as well. My number one use, I don't know about you, Rick, but the last 60, 90 days, the number one use bull for planned matings that I've used is a bull on the screen, 7H 17821 Beyond Andre Metronome. And he's an Andre son from the 87-point Figaro out of Deluxe Highlighted. And this bull for me just clicks every box. He's high in all indexes. He's over 1,000 HHP. He's a bull with, again, 150 CFP. But 1,200 of milk with those kind of fitness values, that's kind of a rare combination that he's able to provide. And then still over a point on type, a point on udders, the right casings. He's just fit very, very nicely on a lot of the sheepster blood that we're mating right now. He just fits like a glove on those matings. And so it's been a lot of fun to use this bull as a planned mating sire. This is old Deluxe Highlighted. No matter when you see this cow, you got to admire her. She's just about ready to calve for the third time here any day, and was right there in contention for Global Cow of the Year. We talked a lot about her in August. Another bull that's going to have a huge impact on our program, again, one of the highest use mating bulls we've used in the last 12 months, 14H 17486 Seamers Rim Cobot. A Rimbot son from a very good Monteverdi that's pictured there on the screen. Then a No Flaw Enjoy the next dam and goes back into some pine tree breeding on the bottom side of this pedigree. But when you talk about HHP, when you talk about high net merit bulls, this bull kind of fits that bill. Again, still 161 pounds of combined fat and protein, but exceptional fertility mastitis values, 266, 36 on CDCB mastitis, and 105 on Zoetis. But I also like the fact that this bull is 106 on Zoetis lameness. He's also, as we've said on several already, those calf wellness dollars. And then A2A2BB. Easy bull to use, a bull that we've been able to use successfully. Actually just got my first cobot results this week on the first male. So there's going to be a lot of these coming over the next 12 months. But I think a bull that's going to have a big, big influence on our program.
Yeah, we've talked so much about sheepster, Kevin, and now we look for the options to utilize back on top of sheepster blood and complement to build a total program. And another one of those bulls is 7H17330 Pencole Seamers Clavicle. He's a dominant son from a game day, from the excellent legacy best that you see on the screen, a cow that in her own right is having a massive influence on the Holstein population through her sons and grandsons. We had the opportunity to use dominance early within our mating program, and Clavicle is certainly one of the best dominant sons. He had a really nice day himself because dominance now, as a proven bull, had a nice day. 1,300-pound milk bull. It's 1.22 on type. Nice CFP at 189. Again, calf wellness dollars. Cannot talk about that enough. At 106 on calf livability and $45. A good fertility bull at plus 1.0. Sire conception rate. He's A2A2. We have used Clavicle. It's just about like golly. We used them early. We went back and used them a little bit more in August, and I think we'll probably continue to use them again because of that pedigree and genetic combination he offers. We have 4 sons already on the ground, genomic tested at over 3550. So excited about what Clavicle is going to continue to do for our program. And then a bull gives you a nice linear profile as well. Maybe protect him on teat length just a little bit. But other than that, from a cow family that's doing some really special things for us.
Well, now we can talk about some G4 sires. I'm going to take Brian Anderson's question here, Rick, right quick. He sent it a few minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Hey, Brian, good morning from Australia. Your question on SCR is valid. I don't know if I can tell you this much. Our semen production team cares about sire fertility more than you'll ever know. And Rick and I can attest to that. And so what they're always doing is trying to evaluate to get the best product out there. Obviously, time of year and weather and all kinds of things, age of the bull can make a huge difference. So it's really hard to sometimes get a peg on it. the one thing that they spend a lot of time looking at is compensable and non-compensable semen qualities. And so cell numbers and concentrations and that stuff is compensable, can change with either different things. Non-compensable would be semen morphology and those kind of things. That I can tell you that they're demons on those kind of things. And so I can tell you with wholeheartedly, I don't know if there'll ever be a genomic prediction. It would be nice. But what I can tell you is that our team does such an amazing job of making sure that we put a good product out there on a daily basis. And I'd also like to point out that if a bull is -1 on SCR, it's not like he's infertile. He's just not the bull that is a breed leader for fertility. And so he's 1% lower than the average. So we really put a lot of time and effort. And we don't talk a lot of times here on Facebook Live about the semen fertility side of it, but our team does a really, really good job. So let's move to some G-Force bulls. Again, just as good a day as we've had in the top 200 active genomic young bulls over a year of age, having 57 of the top 200. And again, the boost of Sheepster and his sons and the influence that they're going to have is pretty darn impressive. And so I think you got a couple more of these Sheepster sons to talk about, Rick.
Yeah, 14H17539 Pencole Rooney. So we just talked about Legacy Best and in her influence through clavicle. Well, here is another influence of her through her Sheepster grandson from the 86-point Game Day Bailey, and we'll talk about her in just a second. But Rooney, high density milk, plus 0.39% fat, plus 0.12% protein, and 177 CFP with very low fluid at 536.7 of milk. So the kind of bullet we're looking for today to not produce the water but still get the solids. Great mastitis resistance pro bull, high Zoetis at plus 104 mastitis resistance and plus 2.7 on the CDBC. You see all the yellow listed all over that screen. Another bull that does a great job on calf livability and health traits there. He is number 5 overall for TPI and number 4 HHP bull at Select Sires. So a bull that's really, with all in the world of Sheepster and all the Sheepster sons, probably has been a little overlooked as it relates to Golly and Mikan and Sturgeon and all these other bulls that we talk about. But he is right up there with the big boys in terms of his overall rank, his net merit dollars, his HHP dollars. He hits every index, and DWP for that matter too. So the bull hits it out of the chart, off the charts, whichever way you go. And then you look at this Game Day Bailey, his dam, fresh a second time now up at Cookie Cutter. All I can say is wow. The first time I saw that picture, I just wow. Don't you want your bulls to be out of mamas like that? I sure do. And the cow family's done tremendous, and we're really, really happy to have a nice offering of sons and grandsons out of this Legacy Best cow family. Cow families are important. We continue to talk about them, and why not? Let's go right back to Sheepster's cow family. That's his dam Sheepster's dam pictured on the screen. From his Sheepster's very good 86 Game Day daughter is this Hake Stager bull. He's one of our most popular bulls in the Next Gen program. He's now been released into the G-Force program. We've used him quite heavily as a sire father. We have 2 sons coming up that are over 35-50 on the TPI. He's a mastitis resistant bull. He's an A2 sire. Nice balance of milk, fat, and protein. Again, strength to stature ratio, ideal. I love to see that. This cow family is certainly a family that going to give you strength, just like Sheepster himself. He's a robot pro bull, and then elite sexed fertility on top of that. So if we're utilizing a lot of sex semen and maximizing the number of pregnancies and calves that we're going to make, he is a bull that has done an outstanding job capitalizing on that.
And one of our favorite bulls that we've seen in the recent, and again, Hayek is just a bull that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. One of Taus's best son. Unfortunately, we lost him before we were able to market him in a second career, but he had a awfully good first career, and there's a lot of great Hayek daughters that are out there. Stay back to that Pencole family you talked about a minute ago. Rick, one of my clients in California, bought one of those Sheepsters and gave us a great bull, 7H 18024 Hilmar D. Kilgore. He's a Carl son, and we're just starting to see those great Carl sons start to hit the marketing lineups now. And I like Kilgore really well. We've used him as a sire father here before his release into the G-Force lineup, 34.45, over 1,065 on his HHP. But again, 50 of protein, the right balance of fat to protein, but look at the fertility and fitness traits again. So solid all the way throughout. DPR, CCR, fertility index, that's rarefied air. And then a point on type, point on others, mastitis resistance pro, robot pro. We've told you about this cow family, but this is a pretty neat offering as well that does a lot of things right from great guys out in California, the Matherins. Another bull from a team of guys that all are excellent dairymen and have banded together to build a brand of K-Star FS is the breeders of 17372 Alcatraz. One of my favorite Sheepster sons, again, kind of like Blakely, he's one of the highest type sons by Sheepster at 1.61 with that 187 pounds of CFP. And the great calf wellness traits might be one of the highest in the breed. Those rankings aren't out yet, but at 74 on calf wellness traits, A2, the high sire conception rate again. This is a pretty special bull. His dam is an 87-point game day pictured there on the screen. The next dam is an excellent Renegade who made 50,000 pounds of milk. And then there's a Delta, then there's a Facebook. It goes back to Danny Keister's breeding for a multitude of generations. And Brian Fust and Jay Jokey invested into Game Day of Flair, and they've built quite a little dynasty with this cow family. But one of my favorite bulls, and as soon as this bull came out of Next Gen, I know there's a ton of orders for this bull. So I would get on the list early if you want the semen in short order.
Well, you just talked about one of your favorite Sheepster sons, and now I get to talk about one of mine, 250H17387 Aurora Sheepster Poplar. This bull just checks a lot of boxes and checks them right for me. He's now up to 3,500 TPI. He's 1118 HHP. He's 1,000 of milk. He's a point on type. He's a point on udders. If you do a sort of a 3,500 TPI, 1,000 of milk, a point on type, a point on udders, it's a really, really short list. He's one of them. The only reason I don't say he's the only one is I'm not sure if the other bulls have some semen available that you could actually purchase, but I know you can purchase the semen on this bull. He is just a no holes balanced kind of a bull. Plus 107 mastitis resistant at Zoetis, 3.7 positive at CDBC. He's an A2 bull and a game day free pedigree. His dam you see pictured there on the screen. The excellent head daughter is just a cow that stops you in your tracks every time you see her and just makes you really, really excited about this bull. The other thing that gets you more excited when you dig into the details, I was talking to Dave Harvatine, the herd manager up there at Aurora Ridge. He told me now there are 4 full sisters to Poplar milking. And he was just looking them up on the computer. The first one was scored 83. The second one was 85. The third one was 85. The fourth one's just fresh, not scored. And guess what? She's the best of the 4. So just to give you a little added confidence that once again, the dams have backed it up. His sire has certainly backed it up, and his full sisters are backing up all the great qualities we see in this Poplar Sheepster son from Aurora Ridge. A new graduate or new release G-Force bull that I think is going to be very, very popular is 7H18017 Seamers Hads Wolf. He's a Hadzuki son, just a little bit different name on the top side of the pedigree. The bottom side, you're going to recognize the Sheepster, 85-point Sheepster daughter of Highlighted. So you've got the global cow of the year. And, you know, we've talked about this family a lot, Kevin, in the Sheepster daughter or dam of this bull and Highlighted herself. You know what we haven't mentioned? We haven't mentioned that Highlighted's dam, the Bigelow, is still milking. She's
and
still
95 in the udder.
And 95 in the udder. So she's still milking up at King's Ransom. In fact, she just got pictured on Tuesday. I haven't seen the prints back, but I saw a candid picture of her udder in 95 points is not selling that cow short. So this family just continues to get better and better in the stories we can tell about it. Hadzuki, a moderate milk, but high density fat protein bull, low somatic cell, great mastitis resistance. He's a BB A1, A2. Again, strength higher than stature by just a freckle, but a bull that's going to give you some strength and substance, just a really nice linear profile, no holes kind of a bull. Here, once again, you see his dam in milking form. I think a really, really exciting bull that I'm pretty sure people are going to find very, very easily high up on the G-Force lineup.
That's for sure. Another bull that is making some waves, and he's in our G-Force lineup, and you'll see why in a moment when I explain some of this. But 14H17344 is a dominant son. As Rick mentioned, we used him in the internal program to make some sons and with great success. But Alias is one of his best at 3420 TPI, just shy of 1,000 on HHP. Again, that density milk that Rick talked about, those double-digit components, but fertility galore. The thing I love about this bull is that his mother was one of, by a Legacy Son Spotlight. She's excellent up at Seamers, just a great, great cow. I know he's one of both Tyler and Jordan's favorite cows. Next dam, an 87-point Renegade, one of his earliest daughters that lives up at Destiny Farms. And then if it traces back far enough back, you go into some other great cow families that we've worked with for a really long time. He's A2. But the thing that's significant about this bull is he is the sire of the #1 calf currently in the world that Mark Kurt has made in the ART program out of the cow that we just showed you a moment ago. Out of this cow, the #1 calf in the world is by Alias and is 3626 GTPI. So this bull has the ability to make the high ones, and we're very excited about him in the lineup. Before I go to Reds, I know we got a couple of questions here. Rick, if you can look up Magnum's current data and Frankenstein. There is a question of what we do with the bulls. They are not going to be sold into the general population. They go to baloney heaven when we're done with them. We're in the semen selling business. And so that's what we do with the bulls that are at the ends of their careers, or the bulls that if they change, they go into that. So appreciate the question, but we are not in the herd sire business. We're in the semen selling business. So thanks for that question. But how about Magnum? How did he fare this time, Rick?
Yeah, he had a really solid day, Kevin. The OCD Alphabet Magnum bull, he added 1,246 daughters and nearly 100 herds, so he now has over 3,600 daughters. He's 3,014 on his TPI, which is just a drop of 11 points from his last evaluation. He actually went up 63 pounds of milk, went up 4 pounds of fat, and up 2 pounds of protein. So he's 1,469 milk, 88 of fat, 39 of protein, right at a half a point on type and right at a point on udders. So I'd say he had a really nice, solid day.
Probably still be in the lineup if he was still alive. We lost that bull. So let's go to some red highlights here just quickly. Rager pictured here. Obviously, if you get Holstein International, you'll see a big article about Rager this time. We're very excited about what milestones he could hit in 2026, and still kind of the stalwart of this red and white program and the stamp he's put on it. But maybe the new Rager Red, or I sure hope so, is 7H179 695 Seamers Red Leaf Papaya Red, a bull that was in next gen until this week. We've used this bull very heavily as a sire father, now readily available. I've had great success with his sons. We've got some really exciting, both Rick and I have some exciting red sons from Papaya. That gives us something just a little bit different in red. Being a Red Lee son, put a little captain blood in. His mother's a Game Day, so we bring Game Day into the red program, and she's pictured there above. Then a Valdemark, then it goes back through a different fork of the P family at Seamers, not through Lambda Paris, but through Granite Perini, and then back to Lambda Paris, to the Denver Paris. So it's a cool cow family with a high production. He is the #1 red young bull in the breed at 3221. He's 173 on type. He's 181 on udders. His sire fertility is good out of the gate. So we just see this bull as a very easy to use bull on a lot of the Trentway breeding that we have from those bulls, the Rompins, the Ronalds, and just a breed leading bull. I think he'll be the next, make some of the next generational sires. A new release bull that we just brought out here this week is 14H18063 April Day Ancho Pepper Red. He is actually Pepper Red is a son from the Trentway breeding, so he's a Ranger son. So we bring Trent's family on the top side and a good family from Ed Peck on the bottom side. Power Star Aurora is already good plus 82 on her first score just here a couple weeks ago. The next dam is Trumpet Alarm. She's pictured there below. Then Magnitude Angel behind that. This cow family traces back to Goldwyn Iko. Haven't used that name in a while. She was the Goldwyn, daughter of Altitude, the little sister to Apple. So it's that same cow family, but a different fork of it. Again, ranks right near the top of the charts, top 10 of the breed for GTPI in red at 3180. Have used this bull as a sire father as well. So we're pretty excited about what this bull is going to be able to do in our red program. And then the last red bull I want to talk about is a bull from Tim and Mike in the Showbox program. If you want to talk about exciting red and white, new unique bulls that are out there, 744H 17932 Dax Red, I think is what the breed has been waiting for. An avalanche-free bull being sired by Heat Wave out of what I would consider the very greatest daughter of Doc to date. And that's Ranger 1133. I saw this cow about 30 days ago. Folks, this cow made the hair on my neck stand up. She's that good. I love this cow. She's going to calve back next spring. I think she's the best daughter of the cow. And when you put the milk and the type together, as you said earlier, Rick, that's what we know this family does. But here's the thing that's so uncanny about this cow. On the left is a rear view shot of Ranger 1133. On the right is Doc's 2-year-old picture from behind. If you can't say carbon copy and maybe just a little more spring to the barrel, a little wider through the rump, I think there's a really bright future in this bull, and I think he's one of our most exciting red bulls for our customers that we've had in a long time. We appreciate Mike and Tim making this bull available. So with that, we got some polled highlights. Rick, take us home.
Yeah, and let's start by saying a little farewell to Luster P. 2025 has been a great year for Select Sires in so many ways. It's also been a little bit of a tough year. We lost 2 great legendary bulls. First, we lost Doc, and then he shortly thereafter surpassed his 1 million units in sales. We talk about superstitions. Kevin, you and I have them. We'll admit to it. We don't like to talk about milestones. And Luster P was so close to getting to be the next millionaire for us. He's going to settle in at about 940 or 50,000 units sold. And but we say farewell to Luster P, and he leaves a big hole in our hearts and a hole in our program. But we think we've got some ammunition that to really take his place and carry on his tradition. And the first of these polled bulls is 7H16103 Penn England Chew P. This has been a bull that I've been a huge fan of for a lot of reasons, but for a long time. He's got some really cool stories about him. And the first cool story is you look at the screen in bold print, his dam is now a very good 87. She's still there in the herd at Penn England. This is a proven bull we're talking about now. So she's no spring chicken. She's been around a while, and she has climbed the ladder from a classification standpoint. She gets better and better with every calving. And I think that's what Chew P is going to do. And in some ways, this is another generation or variation of Luster himself. And I think a bull that we can really supplant or replace Luster P with Chew P. He's better on combined fat and protein than Luster is. He's the same on type. He's a better udder composite bull. True, he's not quite as high on milk, and he's not as high on strength. But I think this family is a family that's going to age really well, like Chew P's dam has aged. She is a powerhouse of a cow. So I'm not worried about that difference between Luster and Chew P. And then everything else about the bull. We have loved the daughters that we have seen him. He's an A2 sire. He's BB. He had a really nice day with daughter data. So he's a bull that I think when we look at some testimonials from Mike Smith, the herd manager at Cold Springs, and he's milking a bunch and a strong endorser of her as well. We're really excited. I'm really excited about Chew P. The only thing wrong with him is he's not on allocation. So there is semen available, ready to be had, and he's ready to go and do a great job for you.
I honestly believe this is the most underrated bull in our entire lineup. I think that this bull, when he makes daughters like this is the one at Berry Ridge out of that 91-point game day. She's a powerhouse. I love the bull.
Yep. If Chew isn't the most underrated bull, then perhaps Howlin' P is. I'm not sure what it is out there, folks, but this is another generation of Chew P and variation of Luster P that I think can slide right in there and do the kind of job. His dam is an 81 point ahead. The next dam is the Rapid that you see there at Aurora Ridge, a cow family that, depending on when you get there, you might see 3, 4, 5 generations all in milk at the same time. It is a phenomenal cow family. Another cow family that was up for and nominated for Cow of the Year We've got a lot of great bulls out of this family. We're going to continue to have even more. But Howland P is a bull we've used a lot as a mating sire. He does transmit extremely well. We have 2 polled sons over 3,500 in the pipeline that are going to carry our program to even new and higher heights. High component bull, great productive life, 1.5 on type, 1.5 on udders. The only thing wrong with this bull, once again, is where I see him on the sales list, and that's it's not high enough. This bull does so many things well. The other thing he does really, really well, sex semen. He carries that elite sex fertility logo. So you're going to invest the money in sex semen and you want to get fertility and pregnancies. This bull knocks it out of the park like very few others. So Howland is a bull that I'm really, really high on because of all those things in the great cow family. And then our last bull to talk about here today is 7H17952 Mikhail P. He is an all-gone son. We talked about Frampton at the front end of this presentation, the now proven game day son that is in our program, 83-point daughter out of the highlighted cow. As a polled bull, he is the #1 polled carrier in the breed over 2 points on type or marketed bulls on the list. He's a top 10 polled bull in the breed. There was a little mix up at the Holstein Association as recessive files for gene tested polled didn't get listed, so he doesn't make the Holstein list. But if you look at the active AI list, he is a top 10 polled bull. So we've used this bull quite heavily as a mating sire. One of the first times I'm seeing the bull picture himself, and I kind of like that black, stylish, fancy bull. And why not? He's expected to sire 2 points on type, 2 points on udder with a beautiful linear profile and about 1,100 of milk in 3.2 on mastitis. This bull kind of checks all the boxes, and we've used him as a mating sire, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do for us in that respect as well.
Wow, Rick, we didn't make an hour. We made an hour and 1 minute, but with all the information that this week has brought us, I think that that's probably a safe bet that we made it through in that. If you do have other questions, we can come back and we'll share the comments later if there's any questions that we didn't answer for you today. But it's a lot of great news, and we're really excited about as 2025 comes to a close. It's been a heck of a year. We look forward to what 2026 brings for you, for us. And so on behalf of everybody here at Select Sires, Rick and I both want to wish you a really happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And we'll, Rick, if you got anything to sign them off, we'll see you in 2026.
Exactly. Happy holidays, everyone.